All right, yo, I got my man Walt Diddy in the house. We're gonna go super deep pause with it. The Star Wars thing. Let me do this first with you. Surface level. You've seen the division among Star Wars fans. We're a little older, a little more seasoned. We're not as emotional as we used to be. How do they look to you? How crazy do they
Very
look to you?
childish. Now, listen, I watched your last show. I was at work. I was supposed to be working, but I am a darky, so I was I was somewhere hiding since our management, right?
Right.
And I was looking at my man, Star Wars Theory. He
Yeah.
comes off like a complete incel, man. Just a butt hurt, complete incel that does not understand that, we're going to get into it. It's not just about the lore of Star Wars, it's about where Lucas got it from
Right.
and, what the Force and all that really is. But it's the most childish thing I ever heard. This man got 1 million subscribers. Why he care what other people think is beyond me, Sly.
I mean, he's the authority, and to the point to where, like you said, why he would care. Like, why would you even? And if you did respond, it's the way you're responding, and it's like, you're not built like how you proclaim to be. I just don't think they really understand, even on both sides, whether they agree or not, how just absolutely foolish they look. Outside of those that care about it, because I'm gonna keep saying it. Lucasfilm's gonna keep making movies for normies, not the cultists. What do you think it would take for them to understand that, or they're just in too deep at this point?
I believe they're just in too deep and gonna fall on their sword. I said it when I was in Southeast Asia. There is a huge demographic. That's why the Asian young lady is directing this movie, to get to young girls. And if you look at Star Wars, there's Ahsoka, there's a lot of other female characters that practice the same craft. And to your point, Star Wars is a tent pole movie where you got to hit all 4 quadrants.
Okay.
The kids, grandma, Gen X, and other generations. It's a tent pole movie. So you want to bring in a large demographic of viewership to the movies. If you making it just for me and you, just super masculine, kind of like Lucas did back in the 80s, man, you're gonna lose a lot of money. And you're gonna alienate a lot of people. Why come Janie can't be just now? I didn't like the way they did Ray. She should have had some training. I understand
Of course.
that. But for the sake of time and bringing in a new audience, that does not matter. You're a Jedi. You're supposed to just get it quick. That's the way probably young females are thinking. And it just expanded, the stories, and then expanded the audience. And if I was Disney, I'd do the same thing.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because it seems like to me, the older generation, the old heads, and I would dare compare them to old hip hop heads. Like, they can't let go of the '90s, 2000s hip hop. Everything after that is trash. So all those that love the 4, 5, 6 episodes, I remember when the prequels came out, they hated the prequels. They were they were starting to turn on George Lucas. Like, what is this crap you're giving us? Like,
And me, Sly, I enjoyed the prequels probably just as much as the first ones, because it kind of put all the pieces together and it made sense to me then, and it go into what we're about to talk about now.
Yeah.
But some people you just can't please, and Star Wars theories and those people think they have a ownership of Disney's intellectual property, and it's never gonna happen. He's at his best when he's doing those comic book reads and stuff like that. I used to listen to him all the time, but now he sounds like just a little whiny little girl.
let me ask you, at what? And once again, it goes back to the hip hop head comparison. At what point do you just let go? You know,
They can't let go. It's like Lord Jamar. He's still living back to when Brand Nubian was still, you know what I'm saying, and and he was the weakest rapper.
he was the weakest one.
The weakest
Nobody
link.
paid him no attention.
Hell, you know what I'm saying? I was waiting to y'all get out of the way. I like Sadat a little bit, but can Pooba rock? Even KRS-One, who is a scholar, is living back in the day, and it makes no sense. Do I like all the mama rap and the singing? Absolutely not. But I know it's not my time.
Okay.
It reminds me of back in the day when you and I was listening to Nas, maybe some NWA. First generation Gen X was still on Curtis Blow, Parliament Funkadelic. They never got down with our type of music.
Yeah.
So they just some whining little girls, just like the Hoteps and all of them.
Is that expected? Just human nature to a certain extent. It just the inability to let go of what people hold near and dear to them, or when you think back to how it made you feel during those times, those performative years, and it's kind of hard to let that go. Is that a problem just all across the board with generations? Period.
It's the Al Bundy effect.
Okay.
Some people peaked in high school.
Yeah.
High school was not my peak, man. You know, man, I played football. I sat at the table with the cool kids, but it was not my peak. Could I get the bad chick in high school? Absolutely not. 4 years later, I got mud ducks, but things change. So your rappers, your Star Wars theories, up to including Hoteps and everybody else, they living back in their glory days, and they think they own a genre like it's never supposed to change. Hey, we did all this. Sure you did. Sure you did. Here's the best example. If Jordan didn't have Jordan shoes, he wouldn't be talked about no damn more.
Wow.
You take away Air Jordans, the Jordans, most Gen X, Gen Zers, and millennials is going to talk about LeBron, Kobe, Steph, and them guys.
Yeah.
Just like when we was growing up. Sure, we watched Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he wasn't at the top of the discussion.
Right.
It was the mailman, it was Jordan, and them kind of guys. They just, they won't move on, man.
So Jordan was basically able to fall back and say, you know what, my time has passed. Let me focus on what works. Y'all still want the shoes? I'm gonna keep giving you the shoes. So that is that the blueprint to transition on to the next stage of life?
Absolutely. Method Man said it the best. When he went to that summer jam and he found out, okay, they ain't feeling me no more. His total focus now is on movies. 50 Cent, he ain't gonna drop no more albums. He understands that his time has passed. But some older Gen X, we raised ourselves for one, so we're a little dysfunctional and cynical. We just don't want to let go of the 90s and 2000s for some reason. They're not coming back, man. Nas not coming back door to door making no platinum albums.
So are we basically becoming the boomers that we hate at this point?
Most of us, because and I thought about it and look at it this way: me and you are the real Gen Xers that people know, the MTV generation. Take somebody like Martin Lawrence, first generation Gen X. Martin Lawrence born in 1965. I'm born in 76. That is a huge difference.
Right. If you're born in the 70s,
to the boomers.
Right. I agree. Okay. Before we go crazy with it, LL put out another album, the single with Eminem. I'm like, why? And I see all these old heads. Hip hop's back. This is a win. Where Eminem doesn't have it like he used to. Like even.
M not even mid anymore. I listen to some of it. I had to turn it off. I'm like, what in said hell is this? Where is Slim Shady? If you don't go find you some drugs, if you gonna rap again, I don't like this Eminem. LL, I heard him on one single with some chick that be playing at work when I'm in one of the warehouses. I said, okay, come in and you give an assist, but to carry a whole album, that song that Uncle L had with Rick Ross and whoever, trash.
And then
he got on the big bell bottom jeans. I'm thinking, hell, you mid-50s, fam. You damn near first generation. Matter of fact, LL was almost a grown man in Crush Groove. Do I need to say more?
You know, it's funny. This is how bad it's gotten. So LL just dropped an album. MC Lyte's dropping another album on the 20th. Yeah, right? And Future is dropping another album on the 20th. I'm more excited for the Future album.
Absolutely. And his time is limited.
And he getting up there in age too.
His time is limited.
God, dog it. Okay.
Wow, they embarrassing a whole generation X. Our time is up, man. Listen, before we get started, if you're Gen X, your time is up talking about game. Your time is up even playing most games. Your time is up rapping, singing, dancing, all these things. Go get residency somewhere like Wu-Tang. I respect them a little bit, except for Ghostface done drop something. I don't know why. Go get residency somewhere. Be like Dougie Fresh. Just show up at a damn old school summer jam and sit down somewhere. Our time has passed.
Let me ask you, for the regular Gen Xer that's not in the business of any entertainment, what should they be focusing on at this point in this juncture in their stage of life?
I would say production companies, fashion. You never get too old to create fashion.
Okay.
So production companies, movies, fashion, and probably just coming back mentorships.
Okay.
in this so-called hood that they've been representing all this time, but you never see the darkies come back and actually with car dealerships. I mean, where people can get some jobs, distribution centers, none of that.
The pushback you would get from that would be, okay, so what's in it for them to do so? Where's the motivation, or where's the incentivization to come back and help?
I understand. What is the damn motivation from MC Light to be making an album nobody
Okay.
gonna buy?
Yeah.
What is the motivation for Ghostface, who, hey, one of my favorites of the Woo? Listen, Ghost, younger millennials and zillennials don't even know you exist, sir. Sir, have a seat somewhere. MC Light, please. You haven't had a damn hit since Georgie Porgy or something like that. It's been a long time. Long time.
Wait, I think her last.
We're at the point where we may have more wealth, net wealth, than some of these people we talking about, man. That time has passed.
You did a stream, and I think it was just, I think either you offended too many people for them to sit and listen, and the message clearly, I already just, bro, the title, I was like, oh, I ain't gonna want to listen to this. Can you do me a solid and give me a recap? I don't care if it's long or short, but you dropped so many gems in it, and I just think the title was so offensive to people in our age group. They're just gonna like, this nigga, he ain't talking about. Can you break it down for us, please?
Number one, I tried to come up with the most offensive title that I possibly could because I'm offended. As a 48 Gen Xer that don't look it, don't feel it, I cannot give you, listen, millennial, sir, ma'am, have a seat. You too, zillennial. I can't help you with relationships. I am a damn failure. I had a 15-year marriage. Guess what? I ain't married no damn more. Last time I had a girlfriend was 2018, ended horribly. She know everything. Evidently, I didn't know nothing because I had been married. Did not work. Gen Xers and boomers. Gen X, we are the generation we raised ourselves. On my block, out of 15 kids, all of them about the same in age, 2 had fathers. I am the generation where we went to the post office and guess what we seen, millennial, zillennial? Deadbeat dad posters. Do not let these boomers fool you, right? Some got kicked out, but the boomer generation men are the ones that walked out. Gen X women are your teachers, millennial and zillennial, right? They are your teachers. When I was 16, I watched my cousins get picked up from high school from 30-year-old men. What I'm trying to tell you is we don't have the best advice. If you want marital advice, maybe holler at Sly. Seems to be working. Holler at people that's in healthy relationships. The average Gen Xer like myself, I was married. All the homies married. There's only one that's still married. Out of all my boomer family, there's only 2 women that still has a husband. One died. She collected big time. And my auntie is still married. My mama, her sisters, all are divorced. All right. So what I said in that screen, what zillennials and millennials should get from someone like me, I can tell you the pitfalls. I can tell you how to mess up and what to avoid doing because I had my fair share. I was married. We did not have a conversation about an open relationship, though I practiced it with Maria, Guadalupe. I went to damn Florida first, and then I went to Texas and California. I've never seen all these damn black-haired, wide-hip women, and I fell short of the glory. I can teach you guys that, okay, there's no such thing as game. She either like you or she don't.
Yeah.
If you're trying to figure out why she like you, you are on your way to ending in a relationship. It's none of your business why she like you. It's none of your business why she love you. Don't ask her. But in that scream, I was just saying most, not all. There's an exception to the rule, but the rule is always going to make the exception. And what pissed me off, Sly, is all these Gen X and boomer men with these YouTube channels pulling up 25-year, 24-year-old TikTok girls that's complaining about what they want. She's supposed to. She's not figured it out yet.
Okay.
Why is a 50-year-old plus man talking about a woman's body count? Women is a plural word. You worry about the woman you are involved with. Men, ladies, ma'am, have a seat. I know you don't want to hear this. Men is plural. Man is singular. So unless you plan on being with a bunch of men at the same time and they running through you, focus on that one man. And I was just saying that my generation ought to be offering, advice on landmines not to step on and how to be, to vent women because we didn't in
Mhm.
Generation X. We go out a few times, we go on together. Next thing you know, 2 days has turned into 2 years or 20 years.
Yeah.
And then you're tired of each other and you end up divorced or walking away with broken homes. That was the point of the stream. But you are right. I titled it Absolutely Offensive because that's just what I do.
Bro, I saw that shit. I was like, oh Lord. Where's he going?
Listen, they was coming from my head in the
I
chat.
know they were. You didn't
And
have
I'm there
enough
for
riches.
it.
You didn't have enough riches in that.
The truth hurt, man. Usually, ladies and gentlemen, it's rare that the truth is gonna feel good unless you just hit the lottery. Maybe got you some, that kind of truth. More often than not, the truth is not fun.
Okay, well, you're going deep in another direction, but I want to go there with you. Why do you think men have to know why she likes him? Why is it such a pressing need to know?
Attention is the new currency.
Okay.
I come from a generation, like I do, Sly. You took a chick out in 1998, she probably gonna hit you back to make sure everything all right if you ain't called.
Yeah.
Or pull up with you and the homies and girl, get on out. Anyway, attention is the new is how they feel validation. You know how they say role reversals, especially in your little so-called manosphere, they never gonna tell you that. We as Generation X and boomers attention was never a currency growing up back in the day.
Right.
Women dress to impress, look good, they supposed to. I understand why you ladies seek it, and a lot of you deserve it. But a man seeking attention is either A, borderline narcissistic or going down the road of psychopathy, or what we have now, bitch and Negroes, darkies as I like to call them, and incels. They're using these YouTube platforms to get validation and attention. When I'm from Generation X, attention will get you robbed. Attention will get you attracting the wrong women to just coming for your money or just to say, hey, he was in me last and care nothing about you and leave you broke, busted, and disgusted. But now, and I think it's more so, and ladies, you correct me if y'all in the chat, these men seek attention more than women now.
You know what's funny? We grew up in a time when a selfie was like the worst thing you could have ever done. Like, take a selfie of yourself. Like, how broken are you to seek such attention for yourself? Like,
seriously. I mean, and it's attention seeking for and the avatars. You avatar men, you disgust me. I have no respect for you. Bringing up young women that's confused. You don't know her background, right? I just explained to you that Gen X, we raised ourselves. Why? Our daddies walked out. You millennials and zillennials, guess what you seen? You seen your mama go through boyfriends like it was nothing. Boomer women, at least, when I was growing up, she had a long-term relationship, and if she was doing her thing, she hit it.
mm-hmm.
I never seen none of my homeboys, mamas, and we all single mom parents, single. She wasn't running me in and out of the house.
Okay.
She had a self-shame. But to your question, Sly, these men are attention-seeking worse than women. It's attention seeking to bring on your platform TikTok videos of young women, you a grown-ass man, just to break her down because you are seeking attention.
Mm-hmm. That's insane. Do you think the millennials, zennials, and Generation Alpha get it as far as the dating, or are they in worse shape, you think, because of
the worst I have ever seen? They have no chance. Listen, out of 100% chance for that generation, their chance is about 40% right now.
Okay, why?
They don't understand that most people are inherently flawed or got some, some self-esteem issues.
Yeah.
Why do you think there's so many good women out here? Ma'am, let me ask you a question. What makes you think there's so good men right here in the age of social media, attention seeking, right? Most men, the average man, until he's over 30 or got some sense, he just wants some booty. He just wants some booty.
Yeah.
And that has flipped now to the average woman. Listen, I need you for here. You get the hell on out of here.
Yeah.
You get on out of here.
Yeah.
They have a 40% chance. Shit. What did Pop say? It was in Keep Your Head Up. We got a race of ladies that make the babies, and hey,
Hate
there
the
you
lady.
go.
Yeah.
We here.
So
We
we're
here.
living it. He was prophetic
We here.
in that
I'm
regard.
sorry.
Okay, so let's get to it. The Jedi. I don't know where. I don't even know how to. You reacted to a video I did about 4 years ago. I had to go back and rewatch it for all the things I said because I totally forgot to. And I was just like, okay. And then you came up with another angle, another layer and aspect. I was not even reticent of. I'll let you kick it off.
Well, first and foremost, that video blew my mind. And to ladies and gentlemen in the chat, what I'm about to share with you, remember, anytime Walt Diddy talk, sometimes I don't come off. I got it from my grandfather, Greatest Generation. Most times I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear. If you can use it, fine. If you can't, just throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm about to share with you, there's two principles of the video that I've watched. This slide just brilliantly put down. It blew my mind. Here's an exception to the rule of what I'm about to share with everybody. If you're a married man or a woman, whatever you are, or in a real monogamous relationship, this practice is going to be very, very difficult for you to first and foremost understand and to put into practice. That disclaimer said, that video you made about the Jedi, it hit me right. Okay, I practice right now. I'm gonna blow a lot of you ladies and gentlemen mind. It's called semen retention. Walt Diddy has not had no cookie, ain't put the naughty on anything this entire year. It's September. Walt Diddy, the man that stepped before you, that's 48 years old, I hope I do not look it, do not whack off. Right. So the video that Sly put out about semen retention, what you will learn from Star Wars, they use this term called the Force. When I'm watching that video, it blows my mind to bits. That the very practice, and I'll tell you about that practice and the benefits a little bit later. The video that you're making about the Jedi and where Lucas got it from. The core thing about Star Wars is the Force. There's two sides of the Force. You have the dark and the light, the Sith and the Jedi. Magical things they do. Lightsaber over there, pow. It's called magnetism, right? They attracted it to them. They do a lot of meditation, and the common denominators of the Sith and the Jedi is one, they both use the Force. Two, they ain't getting no booty. There's an exception to that rule, and we're going to show you how that worked out. So I'm watching a video going back to ancient Kemet. You was talking about the snake, right? And what that snake really represents when it's standing straight up, that energy came up. There's the only one way you can do it. It's called semen retention, what I'm on. Here's something that most men don't know. It takes our semen, sperm, 72 days to fully mature. Do you know how you're doing those videos about them batshit crazy kids that's messed up?
Yeah.
Not fully developed semen. After 90 days, man, the body reabsorbs it. So guess how many times I've reabsorbed all the vitamins and minerals? Do your research. Everything from magnesium, calcium. I wish my man FOW was in here form of weight. I believe he would agree with me. All of those nutrients. I used to have to take a lot of vitamins and supplements. Fish oil, do not need it. Do not need it. Am I going to stay on this journey forever? Absolutely not. But one of the benefits is, your eyes, my skin is a whole lot better. But back to the Jedi. When it hit me, Sly, is I thought about the video. I've watched it about 10 times. Anakin Skywalker shows you everything about what I'm telling you about. It's called no fap, meaning no whacking off, and semen retention, holding your seed, filling up. So we talk about the Force. For us men, we do not have a cycle, ladies. You have a cycle. About 1 week to 2 weeks before that cycle, you feel just as sexy as you want to be. You see the right dude, that kitty gonna go, correct me if I'm wrong. Us men don't have that. We have to create it. Men in the chat, I want you to think about your favorite boxers. I promise you they practiced it. I guarantee you Canelo Alvarez, and he did work last night.
Right.
He did not. He has not released, and Canelo probably in months, whole time he in camp.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Antonio Brown, as batshit crazy as he is, practices it. Here go one that's going to blow your mind, and I'm going to get back to Star Wars. Excuse me. Kevin Gates, who used to talk batshit crazy. Listen to him now. He's practicing it. 50 Cent just went celibate. That said, Anakin Skywalker shows you semen retention, not semen retention, mastering the Force. The Force is our energy, our chi, and it is at its maximum. If you want to know why, grown women teachers, 15, he been retaining.
Okay.
She can smell it on him. Her eggs, the eggs choose us. That's the way it works. But look at Anakin Skywalker, Sly. As a kid, he was strong with the Force. He did some phenomenal things in Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones. He's more powerful than Obi, right? He's not more mature, but he's really more powerful than Obi-Wan. He's just not as mature. He got that crush on Padme. He did not learn anything. His Force went down, right? He has not released yet, but he has mentally. What happens? It costs him a damn hand, courtesy of Count Dooku. Okay. They were separated between Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. What happens to opening sequence? A young Jedi Knight goes in and decapitates a Sith Lord. Unheard of. And Attack of the Clones, he pushed Obi-Wan right out of the way. Get your ass out of here.
Right.
Because Lord Tyrannus, a.k.a. Count Dooku, was trained by who? Yoda. That's who trained him. Get out of the way. He did the same maneuver in Revenge of the Sith. Obi, get your ass over here. Me and Skywalker. Till I watched your video, I didn't figure it out. I always thought that Anakin had got that strong. But no. Lord Sidious is right there manipulating things. Go back and look at it. He's doing something like it. He did something to Dooku for Dooku to lose. Why? Because at that time, you got to assume in Revenge of the Sith, he's done released in Padme once or twice. Why? Because at the end, she's pregnant with twins.
Okay, let me stop you there. Perfect point. Now, I know we're Monday night quarterbacking or Monday morning quarterbacking the whole goddamn, this movie is what, 20 years old, whatever.
Absolutely.
Why was Obi-Wan not able to say, or if he saw what was happening, why did he not step in and say, hey, young man, let me tell you about these women. And let me explain to you the dangers and the perils of women. Like, they all had to go through the same, they all had some female of their own kind they kind of had to get away from to be on their path. How come nobody stepped in for Anakin and say, hey, she's going to be a problem for you, and this is why?
Well, for one, I don't think Obi had the experience, though he did tell Anakin about attachment.
Okay.
That's watching that video, I figured it out. That attachment, he mean with women.
Okay.
They attach to the brotherhood. They attach to the council. They attach to the craft of being either Jedi or Sith. Right? But he didn't know what he didn't know, and there was some misdirection going on in the background with the Emperor.
Okay, right.
So what do we see? Where Dooku get decapitated. The one thing Star Wars theories and none of them ever have figured out, because they're not practicing the same art that I am right now, is how in said hell did Darth Sidious turn Anakin? Anakin was not practicing retention. He manipulated them two to always be together. From the time that they met, right? Okay. He manipulated for them two to be together, which tells me the only way you go from the light to the dark is losing your retention. Even Dooku, it ain't show it, but you got to read between the lines. But we do know for a fact that Anakin Skywalker character, he lost all of his Force energy because it went into Padme. Gentlemen, when you put the naughty, and I mean, as Bernie Mac said, you do it good. Who's getting up more energetic, you or her? Why? You just gave your life force.
Yeah.
If you biblical, you're thinking about Samson. It wasn't his damn hair. A haircut. What the? He went up in Delilah, and the rest was history. Sleep. And he lost. Anakin Skywalker is the key. It is the key. And looking at that video, you're talking about all that magical things that they did in ancient Egypt, aka Kemet. All they did on over there in Iraq and all those things. And even, and I know you Prince Hall Masons, y'all know, I'm over your head right now. It's all about retaining, right? So the power of retaining, and he shows you also in the movie, is magnetism. Right now, not had no cookie this entire year, have not this entire year. My magnetism is strong. It is strong. I attract a lot of women. Now, what kind of women? Usually not good ones. Because every, there's a yin and a yang. I attract a lot of hate from men. Men, when I'm in the gym, that are bigger, you got to be over 6 feet. Damn, some jealous ass creatures too. Why? I look over sliding and people are staring at me. If you men or women in the chat, if you look up retention, you get a glow. It's your aura. I'm figuring all this out because I've seen some videos and looked at my own thing. When I watch your video, Sly, it's an aura. My aura has changed. I am going to lose all this power and aura sooner or later because I'm not going to stay at this frame of retention much longer.
Okay.
I did it for 2 reasons. One, I'm trying to attract Patrick Bate David. Went 17 months. I want to be a millionaire. So I'm trying to attract money and opportunities, right? Semen retention, if you notice, in Jedi and Sith, do you see a lot of anxiety? The only exception is Anakin Skywalker character. They don't have anxiety. None. Who's depressed? Whether Sith or Jedi. Only Anakin Skywalker, because he's the only one in Star Wars lore that actually released. I know they read other books and all these things, but what we seen, he's the only one that released. Only one. Yoda. There's no signs of him releasing.
Right.
Mace Windu, none. Obi, none. Darth Sidious, none. Even Count Dooku, none. Anakin Skywalker, we know, broke his semen retention because of Leia and Luke is the product of his loins.
Let me ask you, why is the topic so divisive amongst men? Because even in the Talmud, they say don't waste your life force. They frown upon masturbation and stuff. So why do you think to the average man you get the eyebrow like what that sounds crazy?
Because it's the way you titled this very stream. It's mastery. It is not easy. This is my second time around. Well, my third time. Failed miserably the first time. I got about a 4-month streak when I did it in 2019.
Okay.
And this is my longest streak. Because for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. Right now, I deal with a lot of hate, and I got to be by myself. You the only person in this entire world I've been having this conversation with. For that same reason. You know how it is. Most people, if they can't see it from themselves, they ain't going to see it for you.
Right.
The average man is going to tell you, oh, man, you're going to be stressed out. I got to have a release. Do you know there's a statistic that the average man can't go 48 hours without busting?
Oh, wow.
And you're going to tell me about game. Game is not having no game. This is the one subject you will never hear about in the manosphere. Men, if you practice this, you don't need to go to another manosphere stream. Attraction will be no problem. If there are women in the chat, whether consciously or unconsciously, she can smell the damn retention on me. She can see that I'm totally different. I can see women for what they are. I really see a beautiful woman now. And it ain't the Maybelline queen, it's just a regular ass woman. I seen one today, like, wow, she is very pretty. Nothing exotic about her. Had on some sweatpants going to get groceries.
Okay, let me ask you. This might, I don't want it to seem like it's a trolley question, but I think it's a legit question because Free Zone Loot asks, so what is the difference in semen retention, voluntarily versus involuntary? So say if you have an incel that can't get any, right? And and what's the difference between his semen retention versus, let's say, yours by choice?
Shout out to you, Free Zone. Incel's whacking off. He's in the voluntary cellar getting some ass.
Okay.
Not watching porn.
Okay.
I guarantee you. 2-3 times a day. Incel means involuntary celibate, getting some. Ain't got nothing to do with masturbation. Nothing. And listen, to all the men in the chat, you looking at a 48-year-old man that don't dye his damn beard. If you want lean muscle mass, do it. You look up your greatest athletes in the world. LeBron James, he don't know damn Balco. He gave you the game. He practiced retention. There's times during the season Savannah ain't getting none, which probably explains why she ain't never ran off the plantation.
Okay. Okay.
Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather. I told you Antonio Brown. Look it up. You will be surprised. 50 Cent celibate right now. You can see it in the eyes, man. It makes you weak. It will. Listen, I'm telling all you men, this is not going to be a long-term journey. I'm on a mission right now. I can see it in my skin. I can see it in my eyes. I can see it in the lean muscle. If you watch Pumping Iron with Arnold, sure they might be on some anabolic here and there. When he was training for the Mr. He was not busting. He told you he gets his in the gym.
Yeah.
You can't serve two masters. And those men, Nikola Tesla, all those guys never release. Here's where you see it. Google, did you not see the episode of Family Guy? When he went from super intelligent, going to work on time. Not Family Guy, no, The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, yeah.
Homer went to work one day, dusted off his desk before you know he's finna be an exec.
Yeah, yeah.
Marge couldn't take it no more. She smelt it on him. She gave him some. He went stupid.
Right.
Women, go watch the episode of Married with Children. Kelly was the original 304 on TV.
That's right.
She gave up sex for, next thing you know, she was pranking damn Rembrandts. And they show it to you all the time. But it's not easy. I'm not sitting here telling you guys that, okay, it's for everybody. If you are in a relationship or a marriage, it is going to be hard. She's not going to understand it. You'd have to go into it and her knowing. These prize fighters and athletes, they women know what it is. They know what it is that, okay, he ain't going to give me none because he's trying to hold it up for game day. Antonio Brown would go weeks and weeks. He was on Channing Crowder's show, and Channing told him, I couldn't do that. And guess what? He told him straight up. That's why you was a mediocre player.
Yeah.
I bet you Steph Curry and them, they're not, your favorite athletes are not getting as much as you think that they are. Not the elite ones. Jordan could not be Jordan for 82 games, busting it open in Juanita all the time, man. It just don't happen like that.
Well, so has it, okay, so you said at some point you're going to release. Has it made you more selective on who you're going to give that to? Or does that matter at that point when you're ready to kind of say, okay, I had a good run? Let me go ahead.
Absolutely. Okay. I can see women now and I'm going to be honest, I mean women that's feminine and about their business and things like that, you know. It starts off. Here it is. If you go 2 weeks, you're going to feel the difference. After 30 days, you should be able to go in the gym and rip it up. After 70-something days, depending on who you are, you see it as fully mature. If you're going to have kids, you're going to have the kids. Here you go that I always like to talk about. Pookie and Ray Ray just got out of prison. If he ain't in there whacking off, he coming to the street and these women smell it.
Yeah.
You know these cats. He just went and did 6 months. He ain't whacked off. He coming getting them a baddie. Why? His testosterone is huge. You men that's taking all these test boosters, all you got to do is quit whacking off. It's hard. I've been there. The flesh is weak. That's why the title of this is Mastery. Going back to the Jedi and Sith, they have mastered their things. If you go back to all your ancient movies, those priests, before they was corrupted, they wasn't releasing. The king was getting some all the time. Why you think he had to go seek somebody else's counsel?
That's right.
If you biblical, I don't know Jesus ever getting. Even when Jeremiah and your prophets was doing the magic, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He was away from his boo thing, and it all comes up. So I just said, and it works for women too. Don't doubt it till you try it. If you want to have mastery, if you can't master your sexual urges, you done, man. I don't care how rich you are. You ain't got no game. You cannot defeat me. I'm going to walk in and she's going to automatically know he different.
Okay. So let's go with that. If both sides practice sexual discipline, what do you think the benefits with that would be when it comes to relationship? Would that help with child rearing or better decision making? And when it comes to procreation, how widespread would the effect, the ripple effect, be from that?
You just hit the nail on the head. It's procreation. If we look at the animal kingdom, they only have doing the nasty in seasons.
Yeah.
Whoever told us that we supposed to have been busting it open 5 times a week? How productive is you as a man? I mean, to each his own. There's an exception to the rule to the exception.
Yeah.
But I ask you to look in the mirror first. Don't be no avatar either. Please don't be an avatar, because I'm not going to take you serious. That said, it would make for healthy relationships. It seems to me that back in antiquity, in ancient times, they planned these sexual acts. It wasn't at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's probably 3 in the
right.
afternoon.
Lunar cycles, type of eclipses. Like, yeah, they would have children for specific reasons. These specific times. Yeah, yes, we are there. Yeah, go deeper with that, please. Yes.
Seriously, because it's actually draining the women. If you want to know why she get tired of you, she's having sex with you and not at your peak all the time. She's not yearning for you. You game guys will never tell you. I guess you don't know this, but the easiest way to keep her, and I've heard PIMPs tell you this, is to keep your weenie out of her. Iceberg wouldn't hit none of them. Keep your weenie out as much. But I say, as a married man and one in a serious relationship, you're going to have that intimate time. I am not strong enough with this practice to go up in something and not release. I'm going to finish what I start.
Okay.
But there may be men, I've heard of them, that can do that to satisfy her and then go on about his business. I am not he. And, there's other ways. But to answer your question again, it's going to make for healthy relationships. You're going to want each other more. How many, and when I was married, I never went no 2 weeks without busting her home. Sometimes she'd be sleeping, wake up, and I'm like, mister, doing my business. Imagine that. You're in a serious relationship and you go 30 days, but y'all still going out, having fun. I guarantee you, when you do the nasty, it is going to be like the first time.
Okay, so how would you convince, and I'm when you mentioned Al Bundy, because we all know Peg wanted Al every chance she got. This is why he was always tired. He couldn't get shit done or whatever. But if you have a Peg Bundy, how would you advise the guy to say, hey, babe, I need to be more productive, and this is how this is going to help me? How would you frame that conversation for him to have with her?
Man, Sly, you probably have to do that day one. Maybe not day one, but in the beginning of the relationship. Because it's really unfair to you to make, if you think about it. You want to be selfish sometime and selfless in a marriage. That ain't cool. Unless you can sit down and say, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Because why should she believe you?
Okay.
She used to you wanting some all the time, and all of a sudden you don't. That's going to be a problem. That's why I made the first disclaimer. If you are in a committed relationship, you are married, that's going to be a tough transition unless both of you are going to practice it. If not, you are going to have problems. She's going to wonder, where are you getting it somewhere else?
Is that Pandora's box of a conversation even worth having? If
you probably do. Listen, if you made the commitment to be married, man, just go and play it out. You should have what you're going to have in an ideal world, right? All these dudes do all that hooting. If you're going to be married and committed, you should have your money in order, right? Have your plan, all these things, have kids. Now, ma'am, sir, have a damn seat. It's going to happen. Once you hit your mid-60s and 70s, you going to practice this or be an old nigga whacking off.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Right.
Right? How many 80-year-old men you see in the nurse home? It's going to happen.
Yeah. So
you may as well get ahead of the game. I'm single. I don't have a commitment. But if I was in a committed relationship and I still wanted to practice this, no fap, ladies and gentlemen, is whacking off. Semen retention is like, men, y'all in the chat, you can just practice no fap and feel better. Get some when it's time to get some. If you in a relationship, let's say she lives A and you live B, and y'all get together doing it every 2 weeks, you're going to feel better. But if you, in between those sessions, are watching internet porn, that's no fap. I'm going to full Monty because I'm that kind of guy, and I want to manifest and attract Just like you see on Star Wars, come here, lightsaber. I'm like, come here, money. Like anxiety, I don't have anxiety. My skin better, lean muscle mass. I know my testosterone is high, bone stuff, strength. Right, I'm reabsorbing all that I did not release. But any man can practice no fap. Any woman can practice putting that lightsaber, throwing it away, and not using that vibrating egg.
Let's get back to Star Wars just for a brief moment.
Okay.
How come I've never heard any of those guys that talk Star Wars ever mention anything close to what we said in 45 minutes? Why is that? Is it, you know, I don't want to say, black people are magical and shit, but we see things a little different and under a different spectrum. We couldn't have this conversation with a Star Wars theory. I think you look at us crazy, like, what semen retention? What the fuck? Where you guys get that from? Why do you not? Why do you think they don't pick up on that part of the story or the lesson in these movies?
Well, I was lucky. The video that you made, and I never thought about how, you started off that video talking about George Lucas had such a vivid imagination. Well, George Lucas is initiated, and those that know.
Right.
And something telling me when he was making Star Wars, he probably was practicing this very art that I'm talking about. And the fact that I kind of look at Star Wars theory and those guys and can sense that their testosterone is low, and they would not accept the fact that looking at it in hindsight is clear as day. Other than Anakin Skywalker, he's the only one that we know and seen on the big screen the product of him releasing.
Right.
The only one. Even Ahsoka is very, very powerful, and she's a female Jedi, very, very powerful with the Force. She's not released. Well, she's not, taking in somebody else's Force or whatever. So it just made me believe that, wait a minute, that's the Force, that's the real Force. Them 9 steps that you talk about later in the video. Step 1 is self-mastery of your sex, because it's hard. A man's thirst for SCX is most powerful. Napoleon Hill tells you that. And here you go. Transmute. How does Jedi and Sith transmutate their sexual energy? Well, they practice the Force. The magical stuff that we see, they're on mission, and they do a lot of meditation. Vader is on Mustafar for 2 reasons. One, that's how Lord Sidious keeps him weak.
Yeah.
He gets to mentally masturbate Padme. That's the last time he's seen her.
Yeah.
And 2, he's meditating. Yoda tells you all the time, meditate with me must. So that's how they transmute the energy. For me, to stay on this journey, I'm in that gym 5-6 days a week. Whether it's walking, whether it's doing plantar carries where I just might grab some 25-pound weights and there's a big track and I have to get it out. So don't get me wrong, guys. I see a lot of women I get checked for and all these things. But for me to keep my vision not be cloudy, as Yoda would tell you, I have to transmute that energy, either A, making content like Sly and I doing right now, or B, in the gym or staying active.
Do you think the average male man that engages in semen retention is actually doing the work out, to attract whatever they're after? Do you think they're wasting their time just to say, well, yeah, no fat November, just because it's no fat November? Okay, what are you working towards? Whatever your end goal is for that. How much of that do you think the men are wasting their efforts?
There's 2 different sciences. The no fap is just not whacking off.
Okay.
You still may be going to get low level women once or twice a week.
Okay.
You just ain't whacking off. The full Monty going the whole 9 yards is what I'm on right now. This retention, just trying to see how powerful I can become. I'm testing myself. I'm 48. I'm trying to see, okay, how bad are you, Walt Diddy? And I may go all year. Why not? Hell, I ain't gonna lose nothing. I forgot women I put the naughty on. But the major thing is, this is a very small community. You know how the darkies and your manospheres always want to talk about the 2% when it comes to money?
Yeah.
There's only 2% practicing this damn shit I'm on, man. How many brothers have you heard mention it? There it is. Go to YouTube right now There's not a big community, and it will never be,
And those I
because it's
see,
self-mastery and you're not getting that validation that so many men want now. I don't care for it. I'm in the gym. Becky, Guadalupe, and Thotnisha are gonna come do a check. She don't really want me. She just want to say, okay, well, this in shape brother check for me. No. Times pass, yes. You ladies that's in the chat now, I feel your energy. I appreciate it. But I can appreciate you as a woman now. I can have a conversation with you and it don't lead to me just wanting some.
okay.
I'm listening to you, learning about you for you, not for, as I mentioned, and this is not a brag, I have forgot women I slept with. I have forgotten. I ain't thought about them. But the reason that this will never be a big community, the flesh is weak. I understand if you're in a relationship or married, this is gonna be hard for you. Sure. But what should not be hard for you at 40 and your Gen X, fuck it, older millennials up to boomers is whacking off. I don't know how a 50-year-old man, 40, how do you jack
So we should be past that at this
past it?
okay.
Yep. But it's hard. And what I'm doing on one of my channels, which I will share when I'm at 50,000 subscribers, is giving you a list of things to avoid. Some men may have to put a block on their phone. Gentlemen, there has been many times in my life, like Martin, Martin stand up, you in the damn shower and it chill like a motherfucker, chill, and that soap hit, and next thing you know, shebang. Ladies, you might feel me. It's too easy to please yourself. I've been there, man. I've been there. It is a mental thing. I'm challenging myself. I've done my research. Sly's video just reiterated everything that I've been working on, and I want some things in life. There's a police behind me. I done detoured, took a shortcut through the hood from the gym. You know how the police get behind you, that heart drop down?
Man,
Nothing. Nothing. I didn't feel nothing.
okay.
Zero.
So
Zero.
what was the exact moment for you when you said, okay, I'm about to embark on this journey? Like what was that last thought and you said, you know what? Fucking I'm in.
When I was in Southeast Asia, I got me some cutty from a Lao chick, which was illegal to do, but I did it anyway. Check it out. I don't know if you know about it. I'm gonna tell you the whole story. I'm in Laos, right? Right now, I had to do a border run from Thailand. Guess who come find me? DJ Kuda. I meet Kuda, right? He come by the place that I'm staying. We chilling right then. Like I don't even smoke weed no more, but I'm high. I done went with him and got some magic cookies, and I'm somewhere else right then.
Yeah.
He tapped me on the shoulder. I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "That one right there, won't you?" I said, "Shit, I ain't even noticed her. I'm high." Later on, she come tiptoeing by. She can barely speak English. "Can I come sit?" I said, "Hell yeah." She came sit. She ate a magic cookie. Mama say, Mama say, Mamaku say. That was last year. But I was sitting there and I was thinking, okay, things are gonna get bad in America. I've proved to myself 9 months between Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia that I can survive over here.
Okay.
You watch my channel, I've never been to a red light district, none of those things. I don't believe in pay for play because I work too hard on myself.
Right.
But I made a commitment. I said, listen, I'm not gonna be able to come back here and be my full potential. I've tried this retention one time and it worked for me. What I did was I gave in too early and I ended up messing with a low-level woman and lost all that. And I swear, 2 days became 2 years. I'm like, what the hell happened here? So I said, I'm gonna do it again, but this time I'm gonna do my research. So I started doing my research. I started seeing people like Ali, Muhammad Ali, all these big-time athletes that practice it, right?
Yeah.
David Hay, you may know David Hay from the UK. His minimum is 6 weeks before a fight. Nothing.
Yeah.
So I looked at it. I had skin issues and I did the benefits, thanks to Chat GPT. My skin got better. There's no Visine in my eyes. You know how Negroes, darkies, as I like to call them, had that natural, that went away. And I never suffered from depression, but me being a Leo and high energy guy, anxiety. That's why I mentioned the police behind me. Man, I rode them chilling. Felt nothing, man. Right now, Sly, I was just worked 7 days, at least 72 hours this prior week. Man, I run on 6 hours sleep now. Sometimes less, and I feel good. So what actually sold me on this journey is Patrick Bet David. Said he went 17 months. He said, listen, no more cookie. As good as it is, as beautiful as women is, as magical as it is to be with a woman in that feminine engine in exchange until I make $1 million.
Mhm.
I said, damn, that's a lot of money. How about 250,000? So it's possible I won't even do nothing this year. I want to make be at 250,000. I mean liquid money. I don't mean making not working for nobody either. I want $250,000 in the bank or wherever it is before I decide to release. And I like to have a high quality woman, man, where I don't have to play the field and do the dumb stuff anymore, because me as a Gen Xer, I don't like playing games. As you can see, the way I title my videos, I'm a pretty blunt person, and I don't flower just anyone. So the way this world works, water seeks its own level, and you don't get what you want, ladies and gentlemen. In this world, you get what you are. So if I'm vibrating at a high level, like you
Okay.
hoteps like to always talk about,
Okay.
I'm expecting to attract that in return.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. So let's say said woman comes into your path. You guys the same frequency level, and you said, you know what, I'm going to release on her. Now, hypothetically, what would your future intentions be with her? Would that be something you would like? Okay, because I gave her this, I want to build with this woman. I think I'm gonna roll the dice and see how this thing shakes out.
That's the plan.
Okay.
That's the plan. The next chick that I wake up with is somebody I plan to be with. All right, you on the team. I've achieved all these goals we set.
Yeah.
We should be vibrating. Now, listen, I could get it wrong. I am human, but I'm willing to start all the way back over, because mostly I'm trying to extend my life.
Okay.
Trying to extend my life. And all these problems that men are complaining about with women, I don't have. I feel like Jay-Z, 99 problems, but a bad relationship ain't one. You know, being attracted to TikTok influencers or very promiscuous women is not one. Me even thinking about her body count, it's not one. I can feel it. As I mentioned, I see women for who they are right now, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Kind of like that song, The Temptations, treat her like a lady. I see women all the time, and I talk to at work, around the airport, that I'm not physically attracted to, but I treat her like a lady. I give her a nice exchange. I like feminine energy. I'm not getting none right now. So the more feminine energy I can get, just us talking. I mean, she don't want nothing from me. I don't. She can sense. A woman can sense if you want something from her.
Yeah.
I'm there to just talk to you, baby. Give me some of that feminine at the gym. If Thotnisha, you want to come bend it over in front, thank you, ma'am. I needed that. Watch Walt Diddy do these curls. See you.
Okay. Can you explain the difference of how you saw women before, during, and now? Can you put that into words?
Yes.
Okay.
I can see inside of her now,
Okay.
the feminine energy, versus way back when I was just, we call it cumin, just busting. And guys, listen, you think I ain't been on the hub? Yes, I have. You think I ain't been with women that I was ashamed to be? Yes, I have. But that mask that they put on, from the makeup and to faking it and all these things, I mean, she was hot. She had a big old booty. She was sweet at the time. Then I find out, damn, 6 months later, this woman batshit crazy. Now I'm crazy. She is borderline fucking insane. I can see that a mile away now. When I'm talking to her, you know, I can hear it in her cadence in her voice.
Okay.
I can tell if, okay, you really talk like this, but just to kind of fool me, you might bring it down. And like I mentioned when we first started, right now I mostly attract what you would call low vibration Jezebel type women, if you religious.
Okay.
See, that's the dark side. Back to Star Wars. What does every Jedi's worst fear and nightmare is? Attracting, going to the dark side, right?
Yeah.
My biggest concern is attracting a very clever, high-level narcissistic woman.
Okay.
I don't mean the mid and low level, but you know what I'm saying, is ratchet. That one is really on her game. That can lie and just bat her eyes and fool me with feminine wiles.
Mm-hmm.
I attract a lot of that. I attract a lot of jealous men in my life. So the reason I'm more and more confident that I'm gonna, when it's time to settle down with that woman and put the naughty on her, which I cannot wait to do. I'm gonna be honest with you, is discernment. Discernment.
Okay. So the path you're on now, when you come across a Keisha, the Keisha isms that are associated with her kind of drop off because now she's in the presence of real masculinity to a certain extent. Is that fair to say?
I would say 90 days after the beginning of the journey, I'm hard pressed for a woman to even raise her voice at me.
And she would pick up
It's
on
nature.
that. Okay.
Exactly. I would be in line just like yesterday. She treating this motherfucker like shit.
Okay.
I walk up, hey, how you doing? I guess they can sense I don't want anything. I'm coming up genuine, right? And you speak of the Keishas and all that. I can really, just like a Jedi or a Sith, I see her pain, man. I can about sense what she's been through in life, and I'm not there to judge her. Where back before the journey, there would be some judgmental in me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, okay, I don't have any intentions. I'm not trying to sleep with you, trying to talk you out of anything. She's open. She can be herself, man. She ain't got to hide. She ain't got to put on no facade or no mask. I'm finding this with, okay, they gave me the crew and a lot of people, even the men, that they can't handle. Some chocolate, some all kind of nationalities from all over the world. That's how diverse this company is.
Okay.
And I just see people for who they are now, and I can accept it. I don't have a need to be right. So if there's things going on in work where the other manager used to do this, we should do it. I said, really, tell me about it. And I just genuinely listen. So and all I can do, I'm on my side, and the women on their side, I think they see me a little bit more genuine, and I don't want anything. I'm not trying to fake it. When I go in the gym, I do the same things. I go in, I do my workout, I got my headphones in. I ain't trying to check. Dudes try to come up. I don't lift heavy weights. They're gonna grab the heaviest weights.
Try to flex. Yes.
Yeah. And guess what I do? I'll finish the set, I put them down, and I leave because I'm not trying to agitate anyone. You know what I mean? Because people can feel your energy, whether on a conscious or unconscious level. People can feel your and those that are very narcissistic, because it's hard to diagnose. I'm not a doctor. Or just sociopaths. Them motherfuckers gonna touch you. And I'm tested here and there, but you can't fade me because I'm willing to remove myself, and I'm not gonna compete with you.
Man, I like where this is going. Okay, when would be the ideal time to start the journey? Would it be easier to knock down something real quick and be like, okay, I got that out of my system. Now let me go on this journey, as opposed to a bunch of men that have trouble getting access to the women, because then it's like the motivation might not be pure per se. If what I'm asking makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. The first thing I would suggest is wing yourself off. Start no fap.
Okay.
If you masturbating, guys, nobody judging you. I'm gonna tell you this, and I keep saying it. Listen, this is on the strength of Captain America back there. Look on the wall. There's a difference between Tony Stark and Captain America.
Yeah.
Who is the weakest Avenger you see up there? It's Tony Stark.
Tony, yeah. The women.
It's Tony.
Yeah.
Pepper kept him weak.
Yeah.
Not Captain America. Retention. Right? Thor, weak. T'Challa, weak. Hulk, hell, he just, he too pitbull. The strongest Avenger is Captain America because he practiced retention. The first area to start is, man, just start a no-fap journey. If you're in a relationship, you can master that. All right. Boo thing, I hit her every 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, you should not be releasing.
Okay.
And watch how better you feel mentally and physically. And if you go 14 straight days, you become selfish and say, fuck it, I'm going to go 30. You make it 30, you're on your way to 90. And in between there, especially if you don't have any kids and you want to create some, you've heard Method Man tell you that because, they initiated. Didn't Method Man tell you I had the super sperm?
Yeah.
That's how he got it. They studied Noble Drew Ali. They studied them. They know, man. They know. So the best place to start, especially if you're in a relationship or you're married, if you're a man or a woman that's been pleasing yourself, if you can start there just trying to stop that, because it's hard. It was hard for me. I expect it to be hard for you because whether you're religious or not, and I'm not the most religious, I'm a spiritual dude, the flesh is weak. Sexual desire is strong with the men.
Mhm.
That's what Sidious knew that about Anakin. He said the force is strong with you. It was the day he become a Sith. Don't you remember when he got on his knees and said, a strong Sith Lord you will be?
Yeah.
Sure. Because after that day, the last time he put it on Padme, he never got none again.
Yeah.
So the best place to start is with a little bit of NoFap. If you want to go to full Monty, like you want to change your body, man, Slide done told you this, and I'm going to reiterate it. 120 days of retention. I don't care what your shape and size is, you walking, hitting a little bit of weights, you're going to see a huge transformation. If you want to raise your testosterone, don't release for about 6 weeks or more and watch what a Superman you will become. Or, sir, I know you don't agree with me. Continue to do what you're doing then and see how that works for you. That's what you do. See how it works for you. If you are releasing all the time on low level women, see if you get better as a man. That's what you do.
Do you think this conversation will eventually happen with said space? They've done everything from wall of silence to shaming to, okay, now let's have a conversation, to, okay, we see things your way, now it's like the hell with you. So do you think at some point eventually they'll be like, you know what, let's try things over here and let's see how that works for us per se? Or is it the men are just so too far gone with being sex deprived rather, it's not gonna happen for them?
It will never happen for these 3 reasons, right?
Okay.
I start with number 3 and work our way to number 1. Reason number 3, most are masturbating incels, involuntary celibate. And I'm telling you, and that's the one thing that nobody talks about. These incels, they're whacking off. He is so low. His vibratory his vibration is so low and his testosterone is so low. I promise you they whacking off. Celibate means not being with a damn woman, right?
Okay.
Reason number 2.
Wait, stop.
Reason
Stop. Number 2. How do you convince an incel that masturbates that this is going to work for him if he's already not getting said women? To him, all you're doing is prolonging something that he eventually hopes will happen.
It's the proper sale. And listen, I'm going to have a huge incel community on my other channel, and I'm going to get them on game. They have to be sold the reason and the science. Here go the science, man. You want you a chick? I don't give a damn your shape, size. You stop cooming, right? Take a walk, get in the gym a little bit, because they always tell you, I don't mean get in the gym and end up, man, listen, some of this might even be vanity. Fuck it. That's just what I do.
Okay.
But I promise you, if he stops whacking off first and foremost for 30 days, he will soon automatically start attracting women. Now, another thing they need to realize, just because you make $80,000, $100,000 a year don't mean you qualify for the most beautiful woman in the room.
Okay.
And usually the most beautiful woman in the room is going to be high maintenance and a lot of things you cannot handle.
Yeah.
All right. Water seeks its own level. So if you are overweight incel to whack off, right? I'm going to tell you, stop whacking off and listen. Let's look at some of these pretty BBWs that I probably put the naughty on. Right? That's the first key. You're not going to tell me just because you label somebody incel that he ain't got the power to cut on a baddie on Pornhub and do his business.
Okay.
How the fuck would that even make sense? He's an incel. That means he ain't having sex with a woman. He having sex with his motherfucking hand. I can guarantee it. Why would he not? The power's right there. Cut on, oop. And then come online and complain about women. So the reason number 2 is shame.
Okay.
It will be shameful to even admit that, hey, I ain't getting none. You have to identify these guys. There's not a huge, hey, we're all incel, we're not getting none. Men don't do that shit. I don't know that group. And the number 1 reason why they will never teach this practice from Rom Wheels, BGS, all of you game guys will never never mention this because of magnetism and you do not have is money. No, 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 no. There is no profit in the cure. Ain't no profit in the cure.
Okay.
I'm a personal trainer. You my client. Sly, I'm gonna make more money stringing you
I
along
gotta
with
keep you coming
some.
back. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
There's no profit in the cure, and most men just never gonna admit it. They're gonna justify whacking off and doing the same stupid bullshit that they do, so they can get on panels and let me talk. Oh, nigga, I got this, nigga. Can't prove nothing. This proof right here, guys. I'm 48. First and foremost, pray to your God to understanding that you live to be 48, and then pray you look this fucking amazing practicing what I'm practicing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna take it to my other channel and yeah, bring your dispute with me. Try to prove me wrong, but first and foremost, you need to show and prove. That's something we said back in our day in the 90s.
Yeah.
Show and prove. You can't show me you got these women. You can't show me how you get these women. You can't show me a damn thing, but you can hop on a panel and just hoot and hoot and hoot. And somebody like me is laughing at you. Know that I'm laughing at you guys. I'm not with you, at you. And you should be lucky that I don't peel down the 6-pack abs and just poke fun out of you because I'd have a huge channel.
So the first step, period, is no fat. Like that's
yes,
that's required regardless.
And you're just gonna feel better. And I don't know about. I'm not gonna speak for all men, but there's a shame to go with it. Now in my 20s, shit. I mean, it is what it is. But mid 30s, 40s, and 50s, if you're a 55-year-old man whacking off on a regular, you can't have too much pride about yourself. If you do, you're a special kind. We got to release. Well, go ahead. Please get online and tell me how that's working for you. Just like you asked the game guys, Sly, show me how it's working for you. Show me.
That's all I ask, Walt.
And there's no game that is going to compete with what I'm on. You can have your wonderful car, and every woman that run to you for that car is a woman I do not want. Okay. I can see her for what she wants. As soon as your celebrity and money goes away, she's gonna be over here with Walt Diddy, and I'm not gonna pay anything. Okay. Maybe not even pay her any attention.
Let me ask you: is there any correlation that you think? Because the conversation is always she chooses the Pookie. The Pookie would be the dregs of society, you know, the lower level, the non-productive. Would you say Pookies are not as pressed over women, say like the regular guys, and maybe they just inadvertently do a no fap and some form of semen retention because they get bitches all the time. They're not tripping off this bitch. Like, is there anything to that, you think?
Absolutely. And I hate to keep quoting rappers, but it makes sense. Pac said it in one of his verses. I smoke blunts on a regular and fuck when it count. That's Pookie. I used to be a Pookie. And back in my Pookie days, the young Pookie just what he had. Playing ball, playing the game. He just sit around and play the game. I mean, he ain't jacking off. His testosterone is high. She wanted the guy that just got out of prison. Just out of jail. Guess what? He's had a cellmate. He's not been able to jack off. His testosterone is high. She smells it. On an unconscious level, her body is going to respond to and they want to call it alpha. No, it is testosterone. The number one selling supplements for men is testosterone replacement. Why do you not have any? Now, I can understand if you're a 65, 7-year-old man. Why does a 30, 40, 50-year-old man so depleted in testosterone? Too much release.
You know, it's funny you said that because I was watching Theory one time and he admitted he was on TRT because he's kind of jacked and he's only in his 30s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was it Scott Galloway? I don't know if you heard of him. He's a scientist. He's been on MSNBC, CNN, all these things, talking about the male loneliness epidemic. They're lonely for women, not for releasing.
Okay.
Porn is very, very popular. All right. Look at all the evidence. Porn is more popular than it ever has been. You got more access to it. It is a app or just going online away. All these testosterone replacement things and supplements that you can even get in Walmart now, test boosters. You do not need that if you're not releasing as much. Man, it's your life force, guys. It is your life force. And all of you want to talk about pimping and all that, study some of them. I don't respect them, but they is not common in them damn women. You can't even find the movie that's no, 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 no. Iceberg Slim said Ms. Mo's happiest time when it's a damn alone. And there was no damn internet for him to whack off to, nor VHS or beta.
Mhm. Well, then
Yep.
also the shame behind porn is no longer there. I mean, you have people actively, yeah, they engage in it. The amateurs at this point, it's almost celebrated to a certain extent. So yeah, all the stigmas behind the porn thing, all pretty much gone at this point.
You just got me thinking. Perhaps that's why you men that's talking about women a little bit more less feminine. I'm inclined to believe coming up Gen X that self pleasure wasn't as big to women back then.
No, at least not openly bragged. And
Mm-mm.
and even if you found somebody, she would deny it or just go out
Yeah.
of her way to like, no, I don't do that. Yeah, you know.
Or she was a super freak. The
Yeah,
average woman did not
yeah.
have the toys that they have now, and
Right.
I think that may be leading to more of the I don't need a man. That is all I can think of. Maybe that's why these women, some, not all, a little bit more masculine. She releasing a little bit too much.
Is that also due to environmental changes, financial condition changes? You know, as far as in the workplace, you have more women in the workplace. They want to advance the careers. They want to climb that social ladder. Is that part of it? You think that's part of it as well?
That, and it's to your point too, societal changes. Boomer women, as everybody got their faults, especially in generations, they kept Gen X girls a little bit more in check.
Yeah.
From the churches and places, dress and whatever, her ass was not as hot. You younger women are a whole lot hotter, meaning more active, more knowledgeable, and that's what's hurting a lot of young men. If you're a 20-something-year-old man dating a 20-something, chances are she's a whole lot more sexually experienced than he. And that was not the case coming up Gen X, like we were.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely did I run into it. I'm teaching her something new, putting a naughty on her. I can guarantee you, if you're a 25-year-old man dealing with a 25-year-old woman, and this may be your third woman, she's gonna put the naughty on you,
Yeah,
sir.
she's doing things you like. What are you doing?
Yes.
What is this? Yeah.
Which is a big disadvantage for you.
Yeah.
I do not want, listen, man. I don't care if she is my age, man. I need to at least play dumb.
Well, I
You know what I
gotta
mean? As far as sexually.
I gotta once again give you all the credit for that for this conversation, because once again the whole Anakin spin that I never it. Do you understand me, bro? Like all this, you were talking about 25-year-old movie. It never crossed my mind that that's what it was that led to his descent into the dark side. This whole fucking entire time. Now I'm looking at the damn trilogy's like, oh hell no, that's
Even this new stuff, he is the only
yeah.
Force user to release. And Sidious set it up that way. He sent Obi and them to with Padme to guard her, all these things. And you go back and look at that scene from Revenge of the Sith. He is manipulating the Force for Anakin to beat Dooku. Dooku was supposed to get him then because he had already bust fully in Padme. Why? By the end of the movie, she was having twins. Yep. You know, and I never would have caught that myself if you. I said, "What the hell is Sly talking about this Jedi thing?" Man, I watched about 10
I
times.
was
I
on
may
some
watch
other
it after
shit,
this.
bro. You came to the back door like, nah, nigga, this what.
But that's how I caught it.
Yeah.
When you said all them great, from the old Masonic orders and all that.
Yeah.
That's how powerful that is.
Yeah.
Them Knight Templars, I guarantee they wasn't sitting around whacking off, and they probably wasn't even dealing with women. And I promise you this too, man. I don't care how much money you got. You let the dude that just got out of prison or just finna break retention because he been training athletically, you don't stand a chance, man. Because it comes out of the sweat. Pheromones.
So, are you saying that this should be incorporated to every man's lifestyle, if to help them ascend and grow and achieve more?
Absolutely, but it can't be because it would hurt economics and society.
Okay,
It's gonna hurt bad.
can you get more into that?
Yes, if more men, let's say 10 million men, were practicing what I'm practicing right now, do you know how that happen? You ain't going on dates. You ain't be checking for women. You working on your own purpose, your own path. Valentine's Day, what the hell is that? Christmas? Yeah, I got no kids. What you want me to do? It's gonna help hurt economics, and it's gonna hurt probably in politics also. If you take 10 million men that support the Democrat Party and their ideas and put them on no fap semen retention, that motherfucker gonna jump ship. He's not gonna identify with most of your policies because he's gonna see things differently. Most African American darky men is what I like to call us that supports anything remotely as far as gender politics, identity politics. They're doing it for female validation, man.
Okay.
Right? But if you take a dude that don't care, that can see it all clearly up to including women, the good ones, the bad ones, indifferent, ain't no damn way. Reproductive rights, guess what? What the hell I got to do with me?
Okay.
Nothing. Not even going to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the balance of power. And you take these same men, there would not be a manosphere. The manosphere exists because birds of a feather flock together. It's never going to be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rom say, he studied Master Yao. I looked up Master Yao. He told you about that retention, but it won't make money because the average man, only 2% of all men in this world is practicing this. I mean, that's up to including Buddhist monks and things of that nature, because it is the title of this show, self-mastery. If you master yourself, nobody, I mean, you can master about anything. Am I gonna, because I'm practicing, gonna be a rocket scientist tomorrow? Astrophysics? Absolutely not. But I know I'm practicing a lot more discernment, clairvoyance, and just respect for women. When I'm talking to you ladies, the ladies that come to my chat, Carrie comes over. Never have I disrespected, and I believe that they don't sense any overtones of me trying to be disrespectful or doing things for validation. I'm being Walt Diddy. I'm giving it to you as I see it. You know, sometimes I'm not as nice as I probably should be. I'm pretty blunt. But, I mean, these women can read us. Men, before we shift topics to anything, Sly, these women can see your keystrokes.
I agree.
What you typing, your cat, they see you. People like me and Sly see you. I'm strong with the force. I sense your insecurity, right? You type it in there. You cannot hide it. Sometimes it's best just to shut the fuck up when you do not agree.
Mm-hmm.
I see it all the time. The place I see it the most is like, shout out to Reg the bad guy. And Reg's chat, I read y'all's chat and I'm like, okay, that nigga this, that nigga. And it's too fucking easy. Shut the hell up sometimes.
Shout out to Reg chat.
That's my man. It be lit. That's my fellow Sith Lord. I don't understand how Reg can do that. He is strong with the force too. How he can sit back and just let two people go at it. And I'll be looking at him. I don't know if he ain't paying, attention. Maybe he done had he done got him a buzz and like, fuck it. I don't know how you do it, man. I cannot do it. I've been like, listen, this shit is over. Fuck both of y'all. I don't know how you do it, man. Shout out to you, Reg. You the greatest.
Well, shit, bro. I know it's late. I've had you on for an hour and a half. What other shit? I had a question just like that. See, my shit going left, like I'm getting up there in age, but
it happens.
Oh shit! Never mind, man. Go, just rock off, bro. let me think about my damn question.
Before I get out of here, man, I thank you for having me on, Slide. I mean a lot. But listen, once again, men, I'm not taking shots and you ladies either. This is an exception to the rule. The rule makes the exception. I'm sure some trolls have came by. My name is spelled WALTDIDDY. Please make your videos because I'm for it. I am a trained Los Angeles Film School dropout. And I'm good with this editing things. And I don't have any YouTube beef. So Go ahead and say, "Oh, I seen this nigga Walt Diddy on Slay. He talking about semen retention." As Biggie would say, "Don't bring your girl around me." True player for real. I guarantee you she gonna check. But think about it. If you think about this journey, start with no fat, man. It's hard. I understand. If you are someone like Edward Anderson, excuse me, I shouldn't have said that, but we in North Carolina, and you're an incel, start with no fat. And this is what you get. Here's the benefits. You'll no longer care what these women out here doing. They don't want to be wives because you're not going to be attracted to or attracting 98% of them. And if you want the full Monty, you want your testosterone levels to go up naturally. You don't need any, well, every once in a while I take a pre-workout, but you don't need any of those supplements, that trend, anything. Try semen retention. And if you're a bad mama jamma like Walt Diddy, you'll be in September, almost October, and ain't put the naughty on nothing and feel pretty damn good about it. Shout out to your free zone, Lou. Reg the bad guy, I talked him up. Reg, you the greatest I ever seen, man. How in the hell do you sit there and listen to them? Let me talk.
My
And
blood
just sit there.
pressure is like, let me just go ahead and log. I'm good.
And then Reg just be so polite. Well, okay, wait a minute. And then I love it when the Reg go, shit. Wait a minute. And he bring you back to it. He's like, he with that shit. I don't know how you do it, Reg. The dark side strong with you, fam.
Well, let me ask you, as far as young men, and I'm talking 18 to 25, would you advise this for them? Or should that, and naturally, it's you think about women as from 18 to 25, I think you're on the hunt, you're on the prowl to knock down as much as you can. Would you advise young men to implement this? And if you did, how would you sell it to them?
If you are someone that's in that bubble of incel, you definitely need to be practicing no fap. It's not going to help you to be watching a bunch of women, right? That Mia Khalifa told you that. She done told you, you ain't getting no sex like that on a damn Tuesday night, man. A lot of that is acting.
Yeah.
It is. They are actors. So first thing you do is try to get off that porn. It's not easy. If you're an athlete, definitely keep it to yourself, and you probably get you an NIL contract. If you someone that's focusing on a big goal, absolutely, maybe in increments. But your job from 18 to 25 is to find a mate and make some damn babies.
Okay,
that's just nature. But if you having any relationship problems, this is the cure. This is the cure. No fap and semen retention is the cure. So you can get your vibration up, get in the gym, whatever you're doing, your arts, your crafts, and you watch how things get better for you, right? And if you are out of shape or anything like that, this is going to work. Man, I'm sitting here telling you. If nothing else, even if you in a relationship, just try to no fap. Just try not to do that because it's addictive. And it's too easy. The reason it's so addictive is so easy. Coming up in the 90s and 2000s, we had to do a lot of work. AOL was slow. Before the internet, guess what? You had to have some tapes, rewind. They're going to break on you. Magazine just didn't do it. That's boomer shit.
Every month, Blacktail magazine. I'm sorry. The brown paper bag.
I loved it. Loved them damn magazines. I had to sneak in my uncles. That's another thing you goddamn boomers did. Y'all turned us Gen X's out. You know them goddamn magazines. You should have locked them up.
The Players
we was
magazine.
Trading them, man. Yeah. Loved it. Never seen a Playboy I didn't like. Hustler? Shit, I want to be in that motherfucker. But I can promise you this. If you just have a weak, and I was weak too. The flesh is weak, guys. And it becomes addictive. It becomes addictive, and you're not going to see women the same. I promise you this. My girl used to be a Dina Jules. You're going to be hard for us to find a woman that can work. That took a lot of practice.
Well, okay.
Pebbles she used to blow my mind. Like,
oh, wait. The porn chick? You knew her?
Yeah. No, I'm talking. Yeah, I knew her from.
Oh, my Lord.
X videos.
She's the GOAT. I don't give a fuck. I don't give with nobody. Throw game. She's the GOAT. I mean, that just
made no sense, man.
God bless her.
And it was hard to let that go, but one day we had to separate.
My heart aches for you. I understand.
I'm serious, man. That mother bad, man. God damn.
Final question before I let you go. why is it when a woman says I'm celibate, whether it's by choice or whatever the case may be, why is it laughed upon or looked down upon by men?
He cannot be practicing the same craft that I'm on. He cannot fathom the idea and the realization that she's working on herself. She's trying to cure herself. Right.
Okay.
I've heard some Rebecca Lynn Pope, who they dogged,
Yeah.
and she lucky they're Mr. Pope. I would check for Rebecca
Yeah.
Lynn Pope today.
Yeah.
Today. But I truly believe when I heard a woman, she told me that at the gym, and I could see it in her eyes that she said she has not had none in 4 months, and she's trying to make it a whole year. She is going to be a catch. She detoxifying. You know how all you management men talking about, the DNA stay in her, blah, blah, blah. That is true. Whether you want to look at it from a religious standpoint or a spiritual, the two shall become one.
Right.
That's what that means.
Right.
Once, I don't give a damn. Sir, start having sex with Precious, the chick from Precious. After about 10 rounds, and she done, nature will say, okay, you motherfuckers gonna be together. And it just happens. I have been in relationships against my will. I don't know how the hell it happened, but it happened.
Okay.
I just kept messing with her, and I'm talking about unprotected, and you know how them chemicals met?
Yeah.
I've told women to their face, you blew his mind, and you ran into me, and it was nothing. The chemicals just didn't match. And wearing a condom protects you from that chemical, the two becoming one.
Well, you know what? I find it funny that as loose as women have become, they understand the body chemistry exchange of fluid information. They're far. The leagues are far above the men when it comes to that type of knowledge, and it just the men are just so far behind. It's not even. It's sad at this point. Why do you think that is?
Because, and I'm gonna get on his ass tomorrow's show. That old ninja ask a old guy. You know what I'm talking about?
BGS?
No.
Oh.
An old brother, hair Snow White. I swear he looked like I forget that Negro name. He was a Republican congressman from Texas. Anyway, it's ask a older guy.
Oh, okay.
100,000 subscribers, and every day his old ass is bringing up TikTok videos. Listen, and me in your day, elders was elders.
Yeah.
When OG Uncle somebody told you something, that's what it was.
Right.
This is here, young blood. You do X, Y, and Z, you go into prison. God damn it. You do X, Y, and D, you keep selling it like that, you go into jail. I've been there.
Yeah.
Essentially. Now, because we're butthurt, and that was a point of my stream as a Gen Xers and boomers, most of your dating and mating advice is coming from Gen X and the boomers. And millennials, up to including Fresh and Fit, just regurgitating. Fresh and Fit regurgitating everything KS said.
Yeah.
Not saying everything KF said was wrong, but his delivery was bullshit. It didn't help no damn body but him. I'm not telling you everything BGS Edmore said is wrong, but I can sense and feel the butt hurt still in him. There's this Negro named Pimp God. Every damn time he talk about my ex this, my ex, I'm like, nigga, let it go. So, bad advice, you take getting bad advice, masturbation, and you not getting the woman that you think you deserve is a disaster of not only failure, you passing it down to the next man, to the next man, to the next man. And that's where we at.
So future generations moving on, the men will always be behind, basically, the woman.
Absolutely. I mean, 10 steps behind. You know how, shout out to the prophet Ty City. He told you, hashtag they know, hashtag they don't care. But him and Ramil, they hated them for saying this. Hoes is winning. And I came behind him and told him, hoes is winning. The score is 304. It's 1,744. These whining ass men, 3. Hoes ain't winning. They done won.
Yeah.
The 304, they are plenty good women. You will not find them unless you take a journey like me, because they got to go on the ground themselves, or get kicked out of their circles, or get ostracized, or physically hands put on their ass. Okay. And any decent woman in this chat will agree with me. Good women, shut the hell up, go about their business, and like, I feel sorry for them.
Well, I'm glad you said that because they try to put the onus on the good women. Like, see, good women, it's y'all fault. Y'all was quiet. Y'all didn't say nothing. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why would they? That's not their problem.
Uh-uh.
You're
And
making it
any
hard for.
pick me,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I was saying any pick me, and I hate to name drop. I don't want to, but I will. Them pick me's are not for real.
Okay.
Good women do not come on YouTube to talk about men and all those things. Right? If you want decent women, ladies, go check out Rebecca Lynn Pope. The reason I say she a decent woman, I see Mr. Pope in many of videos. She tells you about Mr. Pope every damn time in the show. Her and Mr. Pope going somewhere, and they stepping in there dressed to impress.
Yeah.
She say what you want about Rebecca Lynn Pope, and I done heard y'all talk about it in your so-called Black Ministry that y'all kicked me out of. Why? Because I don't dog women, and I ain't an incel. That said, probably a V-cell right now. That said, they dogged the hell out of that one. Who got receipts?
Yeah.
Who got the husband? Who got the success? Who at her age is still thicker than a snicker and can get it? Sorry, Mr. Pope.
Yeah. My man, Walt Diddy, shout yourself out. Where can they find
Listen,
you, my brethren?
Check me out at Walt Diddy, where I do Life as a Movie. I'm going to be doing a late show tonight. I think I'm going to get on old Negro's ass that give bad advice. But listen, Sly, thank y'all for having me on. And before I go, men, not taking no shots. I have been there. I've been one that woke up with my damn right hand and still clasped the word. I've been there. Start small if it's something you want to do. If you're in a relationship, just cut the porn. You're going to have better relations with your woman. You will attract a better woman, and women too. Listen, I believe y'all when you say you celibate. Work on yourself, ladies. That feminine energy, I appreciate it. Shout out to Carrie D with your lovely self. Big up to all of y'all. Thank you for having me on Slide. Just work on yourself. And one last thing.
Yes, sir.
If you are a troll and watch this, my name is WALT space DIDDY. Try me. Try me. I want some internet beef. I'm going to let you have it.
Spell it right.
Yep. I'm first question I'm gonna ask you, sir, why are you acting off? Why are you acting off? You such a player. You got such game. You in the manosphere. Why is you acting off?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Sly. I appreciate you.
Man,
having
Walt
me,
Diddy. Have a good night, bro. I'll see you in a few. Yes, sir.
All right, fam.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Walt Diddy. Hopefully you guys got some out of this conversation. I surely did. Now I'm looking. I gotta try to convince Peg. Give me 2-week breaks. So we'll see how that goes. Thank y'all for coming through. Yeah, like I said, hopefully you got some out of the conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna catch the rest. My Bears are losing, son of a bitch. So I'll see y'all over at Walt's in a couple minutes. Y'all have a good night. Peace.